Okay, I'm finally doing it. I am finally creating my YouTube channel. So this is my first one, so it's obviously not going to be the best. However, I'm really excited because I feel like I've needed this outlet, especially as of recently. So I just came to me one day. I was like, I really want to do a YouTube channel. So here we are, and I'm so excited, and I'm officially making my video, and I'm officially doing it. I am starting my YouTube channel. So obviously I have like 0 subscribers. So at the end of this video, guys, like and subscribe, please. And welcome to my community. What prompted me to want to start this channel is my husband and we suffered from a unfortunate miscarriage. I lost my son at 20 weeks. We were 5 months pregnant when we lost him. So I guess I wanted more than anything to find a community of women that essentially went through the same thing. I mean, at first you kind of don't want to be a part of that kind of community, but then it just becomes your reality, and you're looking for information, and you're looking for whys, and you're looking for, will this happen again? And you're scared. So you're just looking for a community of women that essentially have gone through this and have gotten their rainbow baby at the end of it. So in doing that, I was just kind of like, you're on your own journey too, Brittany. And how empowering would it be if you share a little bit of your experience with other women and just kind of like let people in on how you're coping and just your life in this way, in this shape and form. Like, it was really inspiring to me to watch other women do it, that I felt that this is something that I would love to do. And it kind of fits right up my alley because I have a blog where I share like a lot on, and I just felt, well, like it makes sense to have a YouTube connected to this blog. So if you're interested in the blog, it's brittykelly.com. It just has a bunch of cool stuff, a bunch of cool facts, a bunch of cool, just very personal things to me. And it shares growth. Every blog is about growth. So this YouTube channel is obviously exciting for me because I want to talk to you guys about the miscarriage. I want to connect with women that have gone through it. I want to connect with women that are going through it. And unfortunately, those that are gonna go through it. But I also don't want to scare the moms that are in that beautiful stage of pregnant right now. And that's not something I want them to even think about. But I also just want to share my life a little bit and just create a cute little community, because I feel like that's what I need, a community. And it makes me feel really good to get in the camera and start talking and start being proactive about this channel. So I felt that I can feel that this is something that's going to make a huge difference to me and to other people out there. So I guess I can go on to talking about the the miscarriage. I guess I won't go too in depth in this video because it is kind of like a welcome video, a hi video. I'm not really in the setting for it. This is Teddy. So this was received when we lost our baby. Basically, we were 5 months pregnant. I went in for an anatomy scan at my fifth week mark. We went in, everything was perfect. It was beautiful. So basically, we were going to be doing our gender reveal the same weekend. Kind of, yes. We were planning on flying to New York to go see my husband's family, and we were going to do the gender reveal there. So we didn't know the gender. So when we're doing this anatomy scan, we were saying to the woman, like, hey, don't tell us the gender. We don't want to know yet. So she's like, okay. And she's like, everything is perfect. Everything looks great. Then I pointed out something to our nurse when after we finished with the the sonogram. I pointed something out to the nurse after that when we were just talking and stuff before the appointment was over. I pointed out that I was having almost like a fluid coming from my vagina. And I just wasn't sure if that was normal because, there's discharge, and when you're pregnant, you do receive a load of discharge. So I didn't want to get mistaken. I didn't want to basically mistake this fluid for discharge if it was something to be concerned about. So she tests this fluid. She's like, oh, the fluid looks fine. And then she, so I'm not up on all medical terms yet, but she uses like the clamp that you use when you go in for your OBGYN appointment and get a pap smear. She uses one of those, and she swabs. She has her like assistant do it. I wouldn't even say assistant. I guess she was in training. She had like this girl in training that was with her, and I've worked with this girl before, so I didn't mind her training to do it. So they use the clamp thing and they swab it, and they're checking for BV. So this is what they're checking for, and essentially they have to run it to the labs and stuff. So we weren't going to get the answers today for that. Like that day, we weren't going to get the answers, but we left. They were certain that everything was fine. They just wanted to make sure it wasn't BV. So we leave the appointment that day, and we're calling our parents, and we're like, okay, you guys have to call the OBGYN to get the results so you guys can know the gender so we can celebrate in New York. And yeah. And then maybe about an hour or two, because we had to drop our dog off at the daycare. I want to say about an hour or two later, we went and got Chick-fil-A, and honestly the whole day I kind of felt uneasy. Like I felt like he was moving. It turned out to be a boy, so he turned out to be a boy, but I felt like he was moving the whole day. It just felt uncomfortable. And during, actually, something to point out, in the sonogram appointment, the woman said basically he was in a breached position. So those who don't know what breached position means, that his legs were down towards the uterus and his head was up. So he was kind of like sitting like this in my uterus, kind of like this. So that's how he was when we left him, when we checked. So, I just was uncomfortable the whole day. And I just started to get worse. So anyways, we get our Chick-fil-A. I eat, and I'm home at this point. Our suitcases are packed. My husband's like starting to load them up. And I'm just like, babe, I'm having this really bad pain. And I'm like, it feels a little bit worse than if he's just moving. Like, this doesn't feel like good pain. Like, this actually like is hurting. So he's like, okay, like, maybe he's just moving, like, like, you're not really too concerned because we just left the appointment, And I call my sister-in-law who just had a baby, and I'm like, hey sis, like, when I've never had a baby before, so I'm like, what do contractions feel like? What exactly does giving birth feel like? And she's like describing it to me, and I'm kind of like, this is what I'm feeling right now. So I just started to get very concerned because the pain actually started to get worse. So it would like stop and it would come back, and it would stop and it would come back. And basically it all started from there. And I think I will make another video about that because it is just such a draining story to just sit and talk about, but it is such a story that I would want to spread awareness on the situation, because I feel like I didn't know a lot about it, and I feel like there's so many women out there that don't know a lot about it, and maybe they have gone through it and just want to talk about it and talk about their experience and stuff. So I, of course, will finish this story because I feel it's only fair and I feel like it's only right, but it is bring a lot of emotions back when you think back on it. So it does kind of make you a little sad. So everything has to kind of be done in sections and pieces, but it's something that is felt so deeply. And it's tough. But outside of all of that, I will say I am about 2 months removed from the situation, and I found peace in it. I found a lot of peace in it, and I have really trusted God throughout this. And sometimes we don't know why God does the things that he does, and we might blame him. We may not understand, like, okay, so why did you get me pregnant if you were going to take him anyways? Like, but I feel like there's a lesson in everything that happens. And I genuinely take this as a lesson. And I just had a hard time trying to figure out why this could happen to anyone. There's women that are completely capable, like, of having a child. Like, they have a husband, they have the house, they have the health, they have the money, they have just the perfect situation to have these babies, and they go through this. Or they can't have egg retrieval, or they just have a bunch of other drama which stops them from the goal that they've always wanted. And then you see women, and I can name a few, that you're like, how? How? How and why, But that's okay, because we walk 2 different paths from them. And if you're on this path with me, or you've been on this path with me, we are different. We are different. And there is a strength in us that I believe that unlocks when you go through something like this. And no, it's not the same strength as some of the other traumas that other people go through. Other people have different strengths in other things, but there's a strength that unlocks within us when you go through something like this. And that is something that I am finding throughout all of this. And I can't say I've found it, but I can say that I am finding it. And I want to share that strength with other women, because we need that strength. We need it. You need it. You do. So this is my job, and I feel like this will be so much fun. Not fun, but it brings me so much joy and peace to do this experience with you guys and talk about it with you guys and share my journey and hopefully help anyone that maybe hasn't found that peace that they're looking for. But with all of that, I'm so excited. This is my first YouTube channel. Again, please show support, like and subscribe. And I'm going to play around with my camera and really try to do this and make more content. Again, I'm a newbie. I want to be as transparent with you guys as possible. I mean, if it's not obvious, I'm a newbie. I am starting this journey and I can't wait to grow, and it's gonna take some time, but I'm not here for anything else other than to help others. And ultimately, I want to say it's almost therapeutical. So that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm doing. So this is the end of this video, and I hope you guys enjoy listening to me yap. And I hope you all are gonna have a wonderful, beautiful day, and I will be finishing the rest of this story in my next video.